Hi, this is Peter from Lectrium, and I'm here today to tell you about the BMW i3, which is one of my favorite and one of the most unique used electric vehicles that's on the market today in 2023. The BMW i3 was BMW's first foray into the electric vehicle market back in 2014, along with the i8, and they produced it for 8 years, from 2014 to 2022. And now, in 2023, there are a lot of these i3s on the used EV market at dealerships for under $25,000, which is a really key number, as EV shoppers know, because that's the number at which you qualify for the $4,000 federal used EV tax credit. There were 45,000 of these i3s sold across the United States, and I've been seeing these on the used EV markets, some older year versions, for $15,000, $18,000, $20,000, and if you put the $4,000 federal tax credit up against that, it brings your cost down to something relatively manageable. The BMW i3 has different trims. This is the 2019 Rex, which is the range extender version, and the BMW i3, at least in this trim, comes with a 42 kilowatt hour battery, and the range extender is a gas-powered portion of the engine, which actually charges the battery to give you more range. That was an issue with the early i3s. They started out with, very little range, oftentimes under 100 miles per charge. And BMW across the model years increasingly, upped the range to get consumers more comfortable buying this car. The BMW i3 is a small car, but it took some massive leaps forward for the EV industry when it was designed and started manufacturing back in 2014. The BMW i team that designed the i3 and the i8 didn't have to abide by traditional manufacturing norms and rules from BMW, and they were instead allowed to innovate and to come up with futuristic looking design components and manufacturing processes that really pushed the EV industry forward at a time when there weren't that many EVs on the road. Some people say that the future should actually look like the future, and I think Richard Kim and the BMW i team, took that into consideration when designing the i3. Speaking of Richard Kim, he's also the co-founder of Canoo, a popular EV startup. And when looking at the i3 and comparing it to Canoo, you can see some similarities with the boxiness and, and really just the shape. The i3 is a bit boxy, but it's not in a harsh way that is necessarily bad to look at. I appreciate the boxiness of the car because it's meant for city driving. It has a short front and a short back, which maximizes space for passengers, but also allows, drivers to park in small city parking spots. And the BMW i team, when designing this, they, had a concept in mind that they needed the future of cities type of car, where, our cities are getting more and more densely populated, but there isn't more space, especially not for parking, when in fact a lot of cities are trying to actually phase cars out as much as possible, which I generally agree with. The i3 used some new and advanced manufacturing processes. They wanted to eliminate CO2 emissions from manufacturing as much as possible and water waste from manufacturing, and that led them to design, an eco-friendly manufacturing process that is now more and more apparent in BMW's entire philosophy. So thank you, i3, for innovating on that sense. And a few other small things before we actually look at the car. The i3 has really thin tires, so that can be nice for driving in cities and maneuvering and making sharp turns. But if you're driving in a city that's, snowy, or just driving in general in cold weather, on ice, you want to be a little bit careful and get your tires checked. Make sure you have the winter version of these tires if possible. But yeah, let's take a look at the car. So if you can pick up the camera, the doors of the vehicle are, they have the actual door handle, which I appreciate. A lot of EVs don't have that. But they have the actual door handles. The back seats are these clamshell designs, so it's fine to open when you're getting in, but when getting out of the i3 as a passenger, the clamshell can be a little bit of a challenge to get out. Really quickly, I will pop the trunk so you can see that. I think I'll come back here for a second. Yep, so the trunk it's relatively spacious actually. So if you take a look here, you'll see you can put these seats down. It's got a decent sized trunk here. Nothing super special. There's no extra really room under there. Let's close that. And I'll try to pop the frunk for you. I think we have some level 1 chargers in there, and it's not the cleanest thing in the world, but let's take a look anyway. So here's the frunk. It is definitely not the biggest frunk in the world, but it can fit your level 1 charger. I think there actually might be 2 in here for some reason. And they cover up a lot of the electronics in the car, which is nice. This looks clean on both sides, and you definitely have a little bit of storage in your frunk. Enough of that. But exterior of the i3, unique, futuristic, a little bit boxy, perfect for city driving, and manufactured using innovative processes that minimize waste, minimize CO2 emissions, and minimize water loss, which I appreciate. As you can see, this 2019 BMW i3 Rex has relatively substantial range. It has 144 electric miles being shown here on the dash, and 57 additional miles from its gas fuselage. So let's take this thing for a spin and show you how it handles a little bit. i3 Rex has really thin wheels, which gives it an interesting handle. You feel like you can make really sharp turns in this vehicle. It's rear-wheel drive, so in the snow that might present some problems, but for summer, spring, fall driving, it's really a fun car to drive, and it has that electric kick that makes it distinctly EV, which I love to drive. We are now going to talk about charging the BMW i3 Rex. We're here in my parents' garage where Lectrium has installed a level 2 Grizzly Smart Charger, and I'll show you how easy it is to plug and charge and make sure you have a full battery every morning. So come take a look. This is the charging port on the BMW i3 Rex. It's a J1772 charger. So you can see it's full just to take the cap off. It also has CCS for DC fast charging. I believe it pulls 50 kilowatts on a DC fast charger. And the onboard charger for level 2 charging on this car is 7.4 kilowatt hour onboard charger. I'll really quickly unplug our plug-in hybrid. Again, this is the Grizzly Smart charger from United Chargers. We sell it at lectrium.com. I love this charger. We sell a lot of them, and our customers are generally really happy. And it's super simple. So you just take this and you plug it in right here. You'll get a few yellow blinks, and then you'll be good to go. At Lectrium, we started out by installing EV chargers, but now we are reviewing electric vehicles and giving you more information because that's what you asked for. So I'm happy today to be reviewing the i3, and like and subscribe Lectrium's channel for more content like this, and keep learning about EVs and seeing how you can get the best deals and the best setup at your home for charging. Thanks.